People, welcome to another episode of No Name. People, in today's video, right, we want to discuss the challenges faced by South Africa, or rather, by Cape Town. What most people don't seem to know is that Cape Town is slowly but surely being colonized by an unsuspecting sector. Yes, what am I talking about? I am talking about the arrival and the slow takeover of Cape Town by none other than the Zionists. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holler. People, if you live in Cape Town, you will already probably know, or if you don't know, you will know that the DA is pro-Zionist, pro-Israel, pro-business, pro-white, pro-right. Did I leave out anything? You see, to be very honest with you, right? The DA knows how to govern where they know how to govern, right? Where they don't know how to govern, they really don't care, right? They only care where they do care. And where they do care, it shows. Now, we all know that, right? That is why certain parts of Cape Town look pristine and other parts of Cape Town look dire, right? But at the same time, we cannot totally put all the blame on the DA. Now, I do not blame certain areas where there's extortionists, where there's people that want to extort the people if they want to come in and clean. Then I cannot totally blame the DA on that one. Where the people can prevent extortionists from doing what they want to do, then the problem is on them. I mean, if, for example, if an ambulance is supposed to go in a township, but they can't go in because the people are trying to get the ambulance's morphine and they've got to go in with police escort, that is on the community. You cannot blame everything on the DA. It's not like the DA says, people, this ambulance is coming, there's free morphine, go and get your fix for the day. That's not the way it happens. But now, we are talking about a sensitive case, and the sensitive case is the rise, slow rise of the Zionist movement in Cape Town. If you don't already know, Sea Point is a hub, is one of the fastest growing places where there is an increase of Zionists moving in. And particularly, there is an increase of Israeli citizens moving from Israel into Cape Town. And if you already didn't know, there are already a lot of tourists coming into Cape Town from Israel. And we wonder why. In fact, it's not even a wonder anymore. You do know that there is a, we call it a conflict. Now that it's happening with Iran, people are fleeing the country. And if you didn't know, Benjamin Netanyahu has told the airlines not to carry any people out by air. They're supposed to stay in and help fight the country. But the Israelis are not standing idly by and waiting for no aeroplanes. They are going to the port cities and finding ships and little boats and little things to get them out of there because they are being pounded as we speak. It's not like Israel is just sitting back. Israel is also sending jets, and the jets are going to hit back at Iran. But Israel is suffering the most horrific attack it has ever experienced in its history. Well, they always talk about October 7th. Well, this is worse, far worse than October 7th. October 7th has been described as the most barbaric, most horrific, most outrageous, most inhumane, most whatever we want to put in there, terrorist attack that has ever happened on the Jewish state. So if they used all the names in the book that they could use to describe October 7th, what words are they going to use now to describe the attacks that are happening from Iran? Now, let's not forget that it is Israel who attacked Iran first. So in this instance, we cannot defend the Zionist people, right? October 7th, they got away with saying, well, Hamas attacked us first. forgetting that on October 6, October 5, October 4, October 3, October 2, October 1, September 30th, Israel was always poking and attacking and forming these little things because they know they always have the upper hand when it comes to military power. Now, let's go back to Cape Town. People, the Zionist state of Israel is crumbling. And if they didn't know it, now they are surely now feeling it. Because not only is Iran overwhelming their defense systems, Iran is actually pounding Israel, getting through the once impenetrable defense systems, the Arrow, the Iron Dome, and David Sling. Now, with all these layers of protection, and with all the missiles and the projectiles and the drones getting through, how is it possible that Israel is going to protect itself against the vicious attacks from Iran? Now, let's not forget, America and Britain decided that they were going to attack the Houthis because the Houthis were firing missiles at Israel. America and Britain decided, well, they no longer see a positive net outcome of attacking the Houthis because the Houthis were in no mood of surrendering. So America decided to give that up and told the Houthis they can continue pounding Israel. Now, why am I telling you all this? You see, this is what's leading to the influx of Israelis to Cape Town. And why specifically Cape Town? Now, you may think that it's happening by accident or because Cape Town is a beautiful city and the Cape Town is a... No. This all has to do with over the years the DA keeping in touch with the Israelis because the DA is run by Zionists and they were keeping in touch with the Zionist government, going to Tel Aviv, going to Haifa, promoting Cape Town, encouraging tourism, encouraging investment, encouraging all these nice things. And so now that there is war, now that the Zionists in Israel are getting pounded, they have now realized that Cape Town offer might look attractive right about now. This explains why the DA has sold a lot of property to Zionist-owned companies. Now, you may look at it and think, oh, it's just business transactions. Oh, it's just money as usual. Oh, it's just exchange of foreign currency. Oh, it's the wealthy doing what the wealthy do, and it's the government doing what the government does. But that's not really what this whole story is about. You see, Cape Town is being taken over because there is this natural realization that they want to align themselves with people who think like them, act like them, possibly look like them. Now, what does this all mean? So, the demographic of Cape Town, it looks kind of like a lot of brown people, a lot of black people, not so many white people. So that needs to change. And it needs to change in the areas where they really want it to change, where they see a demographic looking like it might not look like the way they want it to look. Now, if you go to Sea Point, you will see it is a lot of white people that you see on the streets during the day because white people have businesses and they really don't need to be at their businesses. And you see a lot of black people, most of them are the ones doing the labor, doing the work. But then on weekends, you will see a different demographic because now everyone is off and now you see quite a number of black people in Sea Point. But with the influx of the Zionist people, right, pushing up prices, for very long, these black people are not going to be able to sustain those residential apartment blocks that they have or those residential houses that they have in and along the western seaboard. And they are going to be priced out of those things by the Zionist influx. Now, you may not think this is real. You may not think this is potentially a way that the DA would possibly want to roll, but we can clearly see that they want to create a certain narrative in the Western Cape. Now, it might not only be an all-white province, it may not be an all-white city, it may be a mixed city, but in that mixture, the DA wants to make sure that it is a mixture of which they seem to want to be the majority. Now, they might not get that right because there are millions of black people in Cape Town, there are millions of colored people in Cape Town. So, for them to match that demographic, they need to import a whole lot more Zionist people. So what is the DA doing? They're encouraging more Zionist businesses to come into the city. They're encouraging anybody who has foreign currency, who's willing to stay in the country, willing to invest in the country, and predominantly they are encouraging white people and most importantly, Zionist people. Now, this may not seem like it's a true fact. This may not look like it's anything, but if you really look at the recent DA sale of buildings, of uh, residential properties, you will realize that quite a good number of buildings have been sold to Zionist people. And you'll realize that a lot of companies that have bought properties and homes and residential businesses and commercial businesses in Cape Town have been by white people. Now, obviously, DA, as we all know, is viewed and seen as a racist party because of its hierarchy and the way they conduct their business. Well, if you are in the DA or if you know anything about the DA, you will know that more than half or more than three-quarters of their black leaders in top positions have either left, resigned, or just simply disappeared and through disgruntled irreversible consequences. And that being said, it's like the DA, got to give credit as always when I speak about the DA. DA has always consistently been voted the best governing party in the Western Cape, the best governing party in South Africa, because Cape Town is consistently always voted the best beautiful, the best run municipality in South Africa. And without saying, Cape Town is always consistently voted one of the best cities in the world. And that wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the efforts laid down by the DA. So kudos and credit must go to the DA for achieving these two exceptional achievements. But that doesn't still negate the fact that the DA remains a racist one-sided party. Now, if you are black and you are colored, you'll be looking at the DA like, okay, yes, I do agree that the DA is good at running what they do. But then if you really come to look at it, you will realize they're only good at what they do where it concerns them. Where it doesn't concern them, it doesn't really look good like the way it does. Now, a lot of people are going to look at me and say, but the DA does a lot for me. And another on the other side, a lot of people will say, but the DA also does not do a lot for me either. And I totally agree. We are both all agreeing to what is good and best for us. Like I keep telling people, I myself, I am a DA voter. Why am I voting for the DA? I vote for the DA because there's no other alternative to the DA. And where I'm living, the services that are provided, everything is well kept. There's well maintained roads, well maintained everything. So on my part, for what I see, I am voting for what I see happening. Now, if I had to take the ANC into consideration, then I would know that things wouldn't be exactly the same. You see, when the ANC was, well, not was, but the ANC is basically, technically running the country still, but, it's the ANC at the helm, right? You will realize that most other provinces, most other metros are in a disarray or are in disarray, right? Why is this? Well, most municipalities are in a disarray because most municipalities are now in a coalition government, right? And that causes delays whenever something is meant to move forward because this party doesn't agree with that, that party doesn't, so they can only move forward if all parties are in unison. Okay, so before this whole GNU, before these municipalities were in coalitions, the ANC was already messing up a whole lot of municipalities before the GNU. So that is no secret, and that is absolutely not hidden facts. That is open for everyone to see. It is public knowledge. So back to the DA. So which is the best way forward for Cape Townians? Well, if you're in Cape Town and you do know that you live anywhere near the City Bowl, you live in the city, you live on the Western Seaboard, and if you know that you are not white, you are not Zionist, very soon you are going to be priced out of your own home because if you've bought your home and it's fully paid for, your rate and your taxes are going to climb so high that you're not going to be able to pay them. then you're going to be forced to sell. And guess who's going to buy them? A Zionist. If it's not a Zionist, it's going to be someone who is Western allied to the DA. And that's just the way the DA likes it. So if you are black and you're looking to do business in Cape Town, yes, you will do business, you will get business, but trust you me when I tell you this, you are not going to be top of mind. You're not going to be priority number one. Priority will always go to a white Zionist person, then to a white Christian person, then to a white Christian Zionist. You as a black person, as a colored person, where the foreign national, wherever you come from, you are not going to be top of mind. If they ever do not get the preferred candidates at the one, then maybe you might just get that property. You see, many people have reported racism within the property industry. You see, many non-white people trying to buy property in white areas or formerly white areas have complained that when they apply for the property, they get told that it's already sold, it's already bought, or that it's already been, taken. And yet when those white people check again, it's not even taken. It's still up on the website. And then when they ask a white colleague or a white friend to apply for the same property, it is being told that the property is available. So why does this happen all the time? You see, they're trying to limit the number of non-white people in formerly white neighborhoods. We all well know how white people operate. The more black and brown people move into an area, the more white people move out. So white people have not entirely let go of their racist tendencies. And this is one aspect of which the DA has very strong ties to, because the DA, as you know, in its core setup, at its core, the DA is a racist party just based on its party structure. The DA has more white people than snow in Canada or Alaska combined, right? And then the token black people that are there. For example, Patricia DeLille was a token leader. Musi Maimane was a token leader. Herman Mashaba was a token leader. And they didn't know this until they felt the heat. And what happened? They were forced to resign. They were forced to leave. They just couldn't handle the change that they tried to implement. They would just met resistance. So what does this all boil down to? Well, it's good for business. The DA is making money for the city. The DA is actually a pro-business party, which is good, which is well. So there's more jobs in Cape Town than anywhere else. This influx of white Zionist parties or white people that are coming in and buying all these properties, they're creating employment. That is why employment in Cape Town is at its lowest. That is why there's always opportunities in Cape Town, because these people are bringing opportunities to Cape Town. So we cannot look at it from a negative point only. So, if we have to be honest, is this good or is this bad? Well, to be honest, on the surface, it really is a bad thing, because you are pricing people out of the market. You are being racist towards people of color who want to buy properties and are being told that they cannot buy the property because it's already been bought. But then when they ask their white colleagues, they get told that the property is available. So that's the bad part of it, right? So it's a yin and a yang. There's good and there's bad. So there's employment being created, there's opportunities being created by all these influx of all these foreigners with their foreign currencies, and it's a good thing. So, final verdict. The DA, we know, is a pro-Western party, it's a pro-Zionist party, it's a pro-Israel party, and we do know that the DA has always been seen as a racist party, and that tag will not leave the DA no matter what they do. And because the DA resists transformation within its ranks, it will always be seen as a racist party. So, is this good or bad for Cape Town? With the way the current government is structured throughout the country, Cape Town seems to fare highest among the other metros. So, if that's the narrative we're going with, then the DA is surely the best party to lead the province and nobody else. But if the DA is going to be racist and unfair and treat everybody unequally, then it is totally not right. That's the final verdict. Let me know what you think about this topic. Was I on the money or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla.